Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to do something Halloween based because Halloween is fast approaching. So this is going to be in two parts. I'm going to read some short horror stories out. So if you're not a fan of anything to do with horror, if you're not a fan of spooky stuff, then this video might not be for you, but if you are into the paranormal and spooky stuff, then stick around guys. So there's gonna be there's gonna be 5 little short stories in this video, and then in part 2 I'll do some more stories because these are only short. So I've also got, sorry guys, I'm trying not to make too much noise, I'm just getting comfortable. I've also got a fruit tea, it's a herbal tea, so that's very nice. It smells really nice and fruity. So I'll crack on. So number 1 is a short story called The Puppy in the Basement. So this is also it's a collection of short stories that are just from all over the internet. So this one, it says, was from Reddit. So The Puppy in the Basement. Mum told me Mum told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see the puppy, and then Mum yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mum had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad. Then Mum told me to never go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. Wow. That one was pretty dark. So short story number 2 is it's from it just says so the story is called Nunchucks, and it says below the title, Michelle Froelich Young had a strange experience with her 2-year-old daughter, and she submitted to movie pilot. I don't know what that means, but is it like a website or so? So short story number 2 is called Nunchucks. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towels. When my daughter, that was a bit of a tongue twister. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towel tubes tied with twine in the air. I asked her what she was doing. She said she was practicing her nunchucks. I was very confused, as she'd have no way of knowing what they were. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Adam had told her how to make them and showed her each night how to use them. She went on to say that Adam told her to practice because she may need to know how to defend herself someday. I almost freaked out, but asked her what Adam looked like. She said he was tall, blonde, and had blue eyes. She said, Mum, you know he looks. She said, you know how he looks. You know him. He died of a headache. I had to leave the room. You see, 4 months before she was born, my tall, blonde, blue-eyed martial arts pro friend had died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 27. She had not spoken of him since that day, so I'm not sure if I scared her with my reaction or if she had completed her lessons. Wow. I'm not really one for true stories, true paranormal stories. I don't believe in the paranormal, guys. It's all made up. Like, we have the ability to create films and stuff, so that's Reddit. So, there's someone under your bed. Sometimes the very short ghost stories are the best, and this tale from Reddit via BuzzFeed tells the story of a father putting his young son to bed. I began tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Dad, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Dad, there's somebody on my bed." Wow. Number 4 is the chair. So it says this short tale, benignly enough, with a friendly, seemingly ghost playing with children. But when you learn the origins of the ghost and just why the ghost is moving the object around the room, it quickly gets a lot creepier. And this was also submitted to Reddit. So, the chair. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse. We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard, but our favourite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some mornings, Betsy and I would wake up, and on each of our nightstands we'd find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night. She just wanted to take care of us. Among the home's original furnishings was an antique wooden chair which we kept against the back wall of the living room. Whenever we were preoccupied watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch that chair forward across the room towards us. Sometimes she'd manage to move it all the way to the centre of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mother just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we moved out, I found an old newspaper article about the farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She'd murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she hung herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room with a woman's body hanging from a beam. Beneath her, knocked over, was that old wooden chair, placed exactly in the centre of the room. Did it just get cold in here, or is it just me? Remember, guys, these stories are purely for entertainment purposes. Take no notice of them. There's nothing in this world aside from humans that can hurt you. So the last short story is called "The Ghost at Home," and it says, in one of my favourite short ghost stories, a man thinks that he loses his phone and someone is playing a trick on him. Turns out there is someone playing with him, but it's a ghoul rather than a person. And this was submitted to Reddit. So it says, last night a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realised my phone wasn't in my pocket, and I checked the table where we were sitting at, the bar, the bathroom, and after sorry guys, sometimes I get a bit confused with sentence structures, so I checked the table we were sitting at, the bar and the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave a low raspy giggle and hung up. They didn't answer again, and I eventually gave it up as a lost cause and headed home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand, right where I left it. So obviously that's hinting at a home intruder. Yeah. So there were some really good short stories there. They weren't too long to read, and they had a good punchline, if you will. So yeah. Let's see if I can get a few more short stories for this part 1 video. So there we go. I'm just going to have to get them up on my iPad, guys. I do apologise. Just give me a second while everything loads up. Okay. So, okay. I've got the I'm just going to go ahead and read. I'm going to read 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to read about probably 5, 6 maybe, something like that. So I'm just going to rifle these off, guys. Okay. The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moment when he felt cold fingers brush across his phantom hand. I can't move, breathe, speak or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. Wow, these are really short stories, guys. Don't be scared of monsters, just look for them. Look to your left, look to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. I woke up to knocking on glass. At first I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious. She wondered why she was casting 2 shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb. It sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still? The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. Working the night shift alone tonight. There is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. They delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap from the main room. I began to hear popping. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. You get home tired after a long day's work and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. I don't like the nasty stories, guys, to do with dead children or anything like that. I think it's a bit, in poor taste. I prefer something a bit more, humorous. Okay, guys, I'm going to do 4 more of these. I needed a quick... Oh, no, not that one. You're laying in bed with your feet dangling out of the covers. You feel a hand grab your feet. The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from the inside. My wife woke me up last night to tell me that there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. The officer finally got back to me. The call was from inside the house. Okay, I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like Amreen woke me up. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. One more. You hear your mum calling you into the kitchen. As you are heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet. Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too. Well, guys, I hope it's been a relaxing video. I hope you're not too freaked out. Whatever you're doing for Halloween, I hope you have a great one. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and smash the hell out of the subscribe button. Until next time, guys.